So I love women's Olympic hockey. I think sometimes it's a better watching event than the men's, what turns out to be like a glorified all-star game. I remember watching 2014, and I hope this isn't a sore topic to bring up, but I do remember just a devastating loss that your team experienced. Up 2-0, 5 minutes left, right? No, I remember. I don't want to rub it in, but I mean, the story's amazing. It's sad, but amazing. Your team hit a post on an empty net, if I remember right. So talk about how close you were to triumph. And then Canada comes back. I remember 2 goals to tie it. Some very soft calls in overtime, right, to give them power plays, and they score a power play goal. I remember this like yesterday.
This is like sports.
And I was very sad.
This is like Sports Center right now.
Right? Very sad. So I'm very involved with PCA. I love PCA. We talk a lot about coachable moments. And how did you handle that with your team? I can only imagine what the locker room was like after that, and talk about a testament to PCA and the message. So what did you do in that moment is my question.
Well, I've been in that moment a few times on a different scale. As Ash mentioned, we won a national championship here, but we've also been in 4 championship games and come up on the other side of it. I think with the Olympic experience, it's a little bit different in that there's so much media and publicity that takes place during and around these games that every athlete has to go through a media gauntlet, basically, before they make it back to the locker room. Win or lose, it is what it is. And so it took 45 minutes from the end of that game, after the ceremonies, to have every player in the locker room. So some kids who were young or weren't asked for a lot of media, they were in there within minutes waiting for the rest of their teammates. And then there were some kids that were there 45 minutes later. And so it was a very disjointed experience. And we just basically waited for everyone. And, there isn't, what I have found is there isn't a lot to say in that moment other than how proud you are of them but there's little being absorbed at that time. And so when we came back from Sochi, we were there for a couple days after, and we had a meeting in our training facility in Bedford, Mass. And it gave me an opportunity to really think about the entire body of work. And we deserved a better fate in that game. It was crushing. There's no question about it. It's still crushing to every single person that was involved because we were a tremendous team. And we had the thing that I'm most proud of is that this group of women who had come from so many different schools and coaches and programs came together and really felt like a team and acted like a team, performed like a team. And, hockey and sports, that's one of those things. For those of us that are a little bit older in the crowd, you remember Jim McKay on ABC Wild World of Sports saying, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. It is exactly that. And it is what it is, and you sign on for that when you coach, when you play at that level. And so we just talked in the locker room when we got back, and I said, no matter what happens, the ultimate defeat of this group is if you guys fragment because we didn't win that game. Because all the things that we had accomplished throughout the time we were together is, I think, so valuable. And again, it's hard to the other part of it is what an amazing honor it was, what a tremendous environment and experience. And when you talk about the stage for women's hockey, I mean, it was insane for these young women to play in front of such an incredible crowd and at an amazing event. But it's hard to balance that because I know that every one of the people that are involved in that are still heartbroken. And those of the kids that continued to get to play, they have that carrot in front of them. They're going again, and I hope that they get it because they deserve it. So it is what it is, and if I didn't have a better outlook on athletics and coaching, I probably would have hung it up, because it's just part of the deal. You learn how to win, and you learn how to not win, and you just hope that you minimize the not wins, because we don't want to talk about losing.